Good evening, and welcome back to Zentora. Tonight, we're diving deep into a story that has sent shockwaves not just through the entertainment industry, but right into the heart of our federal court system. What began as a high-profile trial concerning music mogul Sean Diddy, Combs has now taken a truly unexpected and deeply unsettling turn. For months, the allegations against Diddy have dominated headlines. But no one, not even the most seasoned courtroom reporters, was prepared for a bombshell revelation that linked this complex web of accusations to America's sweetheart, Taylor Swift. Yes, you heard that right. The very tour that has captivated millions worldwide, the record-breaking Eras Tour, is now at the center of a federal inquiry into human trafficking and surveillance. And let me tell you, it's a chilling narrative. It started with a seemingly innocuous email, a routine logistics memo for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, buried deep within a supposed archive related to Diddy's business dealings. At first glance, nothing out of the ordinary. Venue confirmations, access lists, the typical behind-the-scenes tour paperwork. But then, 12 emails deep, a single, highlighted line appeared on the courtroom screen, sending an audible gasp through the gallery. The words, "Send the scout names directly to L.A. Mark Combs." Suddenly, a direct link. The world's most successful pop tour intertwined with the Diddy Combs investigation. It wasn't an accusation against Ms. Swift, no. But it connected. And the implications, as the prosecution began to unveil them, were far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. This wasn't just a name drop, it was, as prosecutors now allege, a system. A funnel, a stage for something truly dark. The shocking revelation didn't stop there. Within the Eras Tour fan experience database, now federal property, investigators found something called the Crimson 10 Bond, a list of names flagged under a chilling Scout Sync folder. The prosecutor's voice, we're told, barely wavered as he declared, these weren't fans. These were targets. The story continued to unravel with a series of photographs. Girls posing outside, Eras Tour, stadiums, beaming, dressed in concert finery. But in each photo, one detail stood out, a matte red wristband. Not sold by Ticketmaster, not part of any VIP package, and never acknowledged by Taylor Swift's team. 6 girls, 6 cities, 6 identical red wristbands. According to FBI tech analysts, these weren't souvenirs. They contained passive RFID chips, typically used for discrete asset tracking. These are soft tags, an analyst testified, used for passive surveillance in crowded environments. In plain English, these young women were being tracked. Then came the human element. A mother took the stand. Her daughter, she recounted, had won a Swift surprise Instagram lottery, an alleged promotion for a special acoustic set. A plain envelope arrived, no branding, just a red wristband and a venue address. Her daughter went. She never came back. Security footage showed the girl entering through a side gate, logged as Crew S intern. But Taylor Swift's team had no record of her. From there, the trail went cold. More disturbing details emerged. Other young women with these same red wristbands were tracked to separate events under Diddy's branding. One appeared as Crew at a 2022 fashion launch, underage and unpaid, routed through a now dissolved modeling agency that shared banking links with a Diddy-connected firm called Pulse Guest Relations. The coincidences, ladies and gentlemen, were piling up. These weren't just random concert goers. They were selection tools. An internal text leaked to the prosecution made it chillingly clear. Crimson 10 is locked. No rezinks, only push model. Night 2 group text only. The gallery, we're told, froze. These girls were being tagged, routed, and silenced. And the Eras Tour. It wasn't the target. It was allegedly the delivery system. The next piece of the puzzle came from an unlikely place, a scuffed red Pelican case, found in a storage unit under a fake name. Inside, a solid, state drive labeled Miami Night 6 Combs. The contents of that drive, when projected in the courtroom, were nothing short of stomach churning. A folder named Scout Sync, filled with video logs and internal emails revealing a sickening pattern. One clip, designated Clip 3A, contained this chilling exchange. Wow, this is confirmation. Swift VIP pulls are clean. Forwarded to Shell East. List contains initials TS flag. Don't touch her. She's heat right now. She's heat right now. Taylor Swift wasn't being accused of participation. She was being discussed like a shielded asset, a protected figure. Someone, it seemed, had warned them off. But that warning, it became horrifyingly clear, didn't apply to the fans, especially not those with the red wristbands. The drive also detailed celebrity convergence, operations lavish events at luxury mansions, often timed with music festivals or tour stops. A former Diddy security agent testified, shaking his head, that Taylor Swift didn't know, but they used her. It's a machine. Stadium shows, high turnover, thousands of people. The perfect cover. A guest record from a Star Island mansion, comes production retreat. Even listed a visitor resembling someone from Ms. Swift's management team. She never entered, but her assistant did. The witness concluded, grimly. I think they were hoping she'd be the new cover. She had the audience. She had the shield. By day 4, the courtroom was reeling. Leaks, digital forensics, missing girls, those red wristbands. It was a blur of disturbing information. But nothing could have prepared them for the next witness, a mother whose 20-year-old daughter believed she had won a VIP fan experience lottery from a Swift surprise events Instagram account. A week later, the red wristband arrived. No branding, just the band and a time slot 2 hours before the concert, at a separate gate marked Private Load In. Her mother drove her there. She never saw her daughter again. The last known image, security footage of the girl waving at a loading truck, then disappearing around a side entrance. Her phone pinned once after entry, then nothing. She was never seen at the actual concert. A week later, the red wristband arrived. No branding, just the band and a time slot, 2 hours before the concert, at a separate gate marked Private Load In. Her mother drove her there. She never saw her daughter again. The last known image, security footage of the girl waving at a loading truck, then disappearing around a side entrance. Her phone pinged once after entry, then nothing. She was never seen at the actual concert. The defense tried to claim coincidence. But then, the prosecution delivered the knockout blow. Another girl, same red wristband, registered as crew at a 2022 fashion event run by Comms Global. She was 19, unpaid. Her work history routed through that same defunct modeling agency, sharing bank accounts with Pulse Guest Relations. This wasn't random. It was a pattern. FBI investigators confirmed that Pulse, an events company with no physical office, had been contracting fan engagement services under Swift's tour umbrella through third-party social media accounts. Ghost accounts mimicking fan pages designed to collect data, route VIP targets, and deliver credentials for non-existent events, and the internal text messages from one of these pages. Push Crimson 10 only to final short list. Do not sync to merch list. Routes directly to Pulse. Confirm VPs received night 2 invite. Group text only. No individual comms. Diddy wants models. Age ceiling Chapman 25. This wasn't about fandom. This was the prosecution alleges trafficking by design, hidden beneath glitter and music. And then, on day 5, a name that shocked even the most hardened court reporters, Ariana Grande. Why Ariana? She wasn't even on the Eras tour. But her name appeared on Exhibit 42FA. AG guest clause carryover from Crimson. A digital systems analyst explained it. This clause allowed the transfer of active tracker data, those RFID tags, from one event ecosystem to another without the primary artist's knowledge. Meaning, as the judge confirmed, Ariana Grande's event allegedly received surveillance data from Taylor Swift's tour. The Crimson 10 girls, tagged and monitored across multiple events. 2 girls previously linked to Swift's system were seen entering Ariana Grande's fragrance event in Miami via a service elevator, never attending the public event, but on a separate, sealed guest list maintained by Diddy's private security. A former hotel concierge recalled seeing the girls. They looked scared, like they had a job to do, but didn't know what it was. And Ariana Grande, she was upstairs performing, completely unaware. The prosecution's theory: massive, uncontroversial artists being used as visibility shields for darker operations happening just out of frame, not with their consent, not with their awareness, but with their infrastructure. The courtroom, it seemed, no longer saw stars. They saw pawns. The emotional toll of the trial was immense, but nothing prepared them for the next witness, a backup dancer for Taylor Swift. He wasn't famous, he wasn't rich, but he had been there, specifically hired for the southeast leg of the Eras tour, the same leg now riddled with missing entries, red wristbands, and unaccounted credentials. His 5 words, when he took the stand, chilled everyone. I saw the wrong tape. He described walking into a locked green room after rehearsal. A woman in a red dress, shaken, exited. He entered and saw not prep, not crew, but a staged interview set up, a black curtain, a blinking red recording camera, a woman silently crying, flanked by 2 men in suits. He backed out, apologized. Weeks later, scrolling online, he stumbled across leaked courtroom footage. A distorted video from a seized drive. In the background, he heard his own voice. You good? He realized with dawning horror that they weren't just tracking girls. They were recording everyone. Celebrities, dancers, assistants, unwitting bystanders. This setup, prosecutors revealed, was documented in hotel rooms in Denver, Miami, and Las Vegas, always near Swift events, always featuring red wristband girls, always under fake production aliases. And the red-dressed girl. Her trailer caught fire 2 weeks later. She was replaced. No one even knew her name. Then came something physical, analog, deeply human, a necklace. A silver pendant styled like a retro cassette tape. Not merch, not handmade. This cassette was real, and it worked. Inside, a 16-second voice recording of a young woman, breathless, panicked. He said, I got lucky that I'm prettier in person. Pause. There's someone behind the mirror. Then silence. A single click. The girl wearing this necklace was on the Crimson 10 list. She checked into a Nashville boutique hotel the night of Taylor Swift's concert. She never made it to the show. The hotel room was left in perfect condition, except for this necklace on the windowsill. The pendant wasn't just a voice recorder. It was a key. The embedded cassette included a time code system used in defunct biometric locks, originally registered to a private residence owned by Sean Combs. The hotel surveillance footage from that night was partially lost, 90 minutes missing from the 3rd floor. 2 maids reported a strange smell. A doorman was the last to see her alive, muttering, Tell my mom I saw her favorite song live. But she hadn't. She never entered the venue. Under her bed, a red velvet envelope, a Taylor Swift concert ticket, an unused wristband, and a torn scrap of paper, shaky ink. I won something I didn't sign up for. This was connected to a campaign called ERA Surprise Selection, a shell initiative advertised only through private DMs and email invites, funded by a now-dissolved company called Comms Experience Group. They weren't running contests. They were running capture routes. The necklace wasn't a keepsake. It was a tool. And the girl wearing it. She may have uncovered more than she was supposed to. Or worse, she was bait. Most courtroom bombshells came from footage or documents, but Part 8 of the prosecution's case came from somewhere much quieter, a Swift fan page called Swift-Coded, just 15,000 followers, a lyric analysis page. Harmless, innocent. But prosecutors were interested in its timing. A month before the Nashville show, a blurry red envelope. She's not ready for what's coming. Red isn't just a color anymore. 3 days before the first leaked TikTok showed a girl with a red wristband. Not every VIP is meant to return. Some are just meant to be seen. And a week before the cassette necklace was discovered. You won, but you don't know what yet. Coincidence. The IP logs told a different story. The page wasn't run by a fan. It was operated from an internal server once registered to Pulse events. The same Pulse that ghosted legal inquiries. The same Pulse that routed VP names. The same Pulse that no longer existed. Swift-Coded wasn't a theory page. It was a breadcrumb trail. A coded system disguised as fandom. A private bulletin board hiding in plain sight. The final post, dated June 1st, 2023, when the music stops, don't clap. Run. The account went private, then dark, then scrubbed. FBI agents called it the most disturbing coincidence in the case. Not just because of its eerie accuracy, but because it showed intentionality. Someone knew what was coming. Someone warned the targets, but only through symbol, never directly. The prosecution's final piece of evidence in this segment: a burned piece of card stock from a trash fire outside a private estate. An invitation, charred but legible, C10 final. Nashville drop. On the back, a handwritten swift lyric. I knew you'd haunt all of my what-ifs. It wasn't sent to Taylor. It wasn't found in her tour documents. It was mailed to, swift-coded, directly. The courtroom didn't need a jury to gasp. The silence was enough. By the final day, no one expected to be surprised anymore. But prosecutors saved the most haunting exhibit for last. No sound, no documents, no witness. Just a video. The Nashville Eras Tour. Fireworks, cheers, pure euphoria. But in the top right corner, almost unnoticed, a single figure moved against the crowd. A girl in a red dress. Not dancing, not clapping. Just walking slowly, silently, toward the venue exit. Her wristband caught the light, matte red, glowing faintly. A freeze frame. The face matched a name from the Crimson 10 list. One that had never posted again after August 2023. One marked as attended, in backstage records, but never logged out. The final clip wasn't graphic. It wasn't violent. It was worse. It was quiet. It was real. She thought she had won something. And maybe, in a way, she had. She won the right to disappear quietly. The court went still. The judge leaned back. No objections were raised. There were no further questions, because there was nothing left to say. Behind the scenes of a billion-dollar tour, behind the screams, the lights, the glitter, something else was operating. And if Taylor Swift's tour was the shield, who else was the sword?